Is Barchart Premier worth paying for, or are traders better off sticking with TradingView or FinViz? I tested the screeners, the charting tools, alerts, market data, and technical signals to see if it truly helps active traders find better setups faster. So if you're trying to decide whether this platform is worth your money, here's what stood out after testing it. Now, before anything else, let's answer one simple question. Who actually needs this tool? Well, after months of testing and comparing Barchart Premier to competitors like TradingView, here's the honest truth. Barchart Premier is built for active traders, especially swing traders, options traders, and technical analysts who need deeper data than free platforms can offer. It's not really for casual investors or chart-only users. So if you care about advanced screeners, real-time alerts, options analytics, and multi-market data across stocks, ETFs, futures, and Forex, then this might be your platform. Take this trader I came across during my research. He wrote in a review that with Barchart, he gets an incredible amount of information at his fingertips. He highlighted that Barchart Premier is a steal compared to other services, and he mentioned that you get data on everything from crypto to stocks, and that the screeners are really fast. He added that you have plenty of filters to choose from, and the platform generally gives you the information that you need really quickly. So when you compare like Barchart Premier to TradingView, for example, the distance between them is really the core purpose, and that becomes more obvious the more you try them. Like TradingView is more useful for its social features, like its beautiful charts, it's got community interaction, it's like a social network for trader. But for the raw, unfiltered data and the powerful screening tools, Barchart Premier often has the edge here. So to figure out if Barchart Premier is the best for your trading style, we have to look at what actually matters here, the core features. What does it actually offer, right? So I've tested alternative platforms like TradingView, FinViz, and even TrendSpider extensively, and here's what I learned. Fancy charts don't matter if the tools don't help you make smarter trading decisions. So I spent some time inside Barchart Premier, and a few things stood out right away to me. Like first, the unusual stock options activity screener. Really, it's awesome. Like this is the main attraction for options traders. That's one of my main things. So here's how it really works. Barchart scans for options contracts trading at much higher volume than usual compared to their open interest. So when you see a big spike in options volume compared to the open interest, it can often signal like unusual activity that traders interpret as potential institutional interest, and that just happens automatically. And another killer feature is the ability to view historical unusual options activity. So this is like the ability to look back. With a Premier membership, you can look back at reports all the way back to May of 2020. And why does that matter? Because you can backtest your strategies. You can see which unusual activity signals actually led to big moves in the past, and you can gauge like what causes what. And that's something that most competitors don't offer. Then there's the covered calls screener. This tool helps you find the best equity option calls using tons of filters. You can scan for high theoretical return, specific delta ranges, and their expiration dates, and a lot more. Here's a user on Reddit who specifically mentioned this as one of his favorite features. He said that he uses it to generate covered call ideas. Barchart also has a tool called highest implied volatility options. So if you trade options, you know implied volatility is everything. It tells you if options are expensive or cheap relative to history. So when implied volatility is low, you want to buy options, and then when it's high, you want to sell them. Barchart makes this super easy to spot. All right, now let's talk about something unique to bar charts, and that's the flip charts. So this lets you scroll through all the symbols on any table using a chart view. So instead of looking at a boring list of tickers, you can flip through them all seamlessly. You can apply your chart template to each one as you go, and it makes analyzing a watch list incredibly fast and efficient. So this helps traders spot setups faster. Then there's the Barchart Market Momentum Index, which is an exclusive index that tracks the pulse of all US equity markets. It only includes stocks with current SEC filings, at least 6 months of trading history, and a price above $2, so no penny stocks here. It's a quick way to see if the market is hot or cold without checking 50 different indicators. And during my deep dive into this platform, I found a Barchart review that really summed up the experience. He said that Barchart gives the user an incredible amount of data that can be presented in many useful different ways. He mentioned that as a long-term investor, swing trader, and day trader, he always has it on his screen. There's also this Barchart Premier review from a user who was very direct. He said that it has helped him make money consistently. You just have to learn everything they teach you. Now, you're not going to win every single trade you make, but these reviews show that people are getting a lot of use from it. Now, Barchart also has something called Found On filters for the options screener. This is a newer feature, and it lets you start your screener based on stocks found on Barchart's most popular pages. Things like performance leaders, most active stocks, new trading recommendations, and stocks with earnings coming up in the next 1 to 30 days. So instead of starting from scratch, you build up from the bottom with this high quality list of candidates. Now, if you're still skeptical, I get it. That's kind of good. There's a lot of hype around trading tools. You should be cautious with each of them. You should check reviews, do your own research. Every platform claims to be the best, right? So to cut through the noise, during my research, I went to Reddit to see what other day-to-day traders like us actually think about Barchart Premier, because looking at other people's experiences, like on the Reddit forums and other websites, is how you really get to know how people are using it. So here's a user who asked a pretty straightforward question: does anyone actually pay for Barchart Premier? And I would say, like, yes, people pay for it, but it was that kind of question. And he said that he found the free info helpful, but he wanted to know if the paid version was truly better. And the replies were pretty telling. Another Redditor replied, and he said that he uses Premier specifically for options data and that it's improved his trading greatly. So he just used it for options data, which is fine. He did mention one concern to be aware of, that the platform can be a little slow to update things like about 30 minutes after the market opens. And another minor complaint came from a user on Trustpilot who said that the instructions weren't actually clear to him and that he kept getting asked to join Premier to download intraday historical data even when he was already on trial. Which, I mean, like, hey. Now, I can absolutely see how that would be confusing and annoying. It's like an advertisement, right? But from my experience, it might be like a rare website glitch. I didn't encounter that. It might be a temporary issue depending on the account or trial status. I just went straight into it. I didn't even spend too long in the trial. But if this happens to you, the fix is pretty easy. Just log out, clear your cache, log back in. You should be fine. When it comes to cost, Barchart Premier gives you a 30-day free trial, so spend all the time there you want to actually try the tools, and then after that, it's billed annually at $239.95. That works out to about $19.99 per month. For that price, you unlock streaming real-time data from CBOE BZX, deep historical databases, interactive charting tools, unlimited watch lists, custom alerts across stocks, ETFs, options, and futures, and a bunch of other tools. There's a lot that comes with this. Definitely check that out in the link below. But for the most current Barchart Premier pricing and any active promotion deals and a full breakdown of what the plan includes, make sure to click that link. It has all the details. You'll want to look in the description of this video for that. So for me, for spending all this time with Barchart Premier, here's really my final take here. This platform is absolutely legit. It has plenty of reviews. It has plenty of users. The tools are developed and are powerful. And for the right type of trader, it can be a very powerful research tool. The biggest strengths are the advanced screeners, the unusual options activity tools, the market coverage, and basically the amount of data that you can scan all in a single place. But again, also at the same time, it's not a platform built for everyone. It depends on how you're going to use it. And like, for example, if you're a beginner trader, or if you mainly just want simple charts and social features, TradingView may honestly feel easier and more enjoyable to use. It's more aligned with that type of use. Barchart Premier works best for active traders who are more into it already. They care more about deep data, fast research, and finding setups efficiently. So if you want to check this out, try that free trial. Just check the link in the description to get started with our special discount and coupon.